Hi everyone, Christina here. I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update before we get into today's card video. I have a list. First thing on my list is a brand new class over at onlinecardclasses.com. We relaunched our website a few months ago, and this will be our second brand new class that we've had there. This class is called Heat Wave, and it's all on heat embossing and tips and tricks and techniques. It's gonna be really fun. It's just a 3-day class, super jam-packed with lots of techniques that I know you guys will love. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that class. It starts July 11th, and there's special early bird pricing if you sign up before July 1st. So technically by June 30th. So I hope you guys will join us there. The second thing on my list is also related to online card classes, and that is a brand new feature that we've added to the Online Card Classes blog. Yes, we have a blog now. We are doing what we're calling Crafty Chat. And basically it's a video chat with Jennifer McGuire, and Lydia Fiedler is kind of our moderator, and myself. And we ask awesome card makers and store owners if they would join us. And we just talk about different related things to craftingness and anything that has to do with crafts. We ask them about their lives, their inspirations, things that they love to do with design. Debbie Hughes has a great episode talking about photography and taking pictures of cards, as well as Dawn Woolslegel's episode. She has a lot of tips for photographing cards there as well. So there's just lots of different topics. We have, I think, 10 episodes now, so there's lots to take in. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And speaking of chatting, I'm on Snapchat. And no, I am not a teenager. But it seems weird that I'm on Snapchat, but if you're unfamiliar with Snapchat, it's super fun. It's just a fun way to connect with people. And I just did my very first snap today. So if you guys want to see that, my username is Star of May. I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen. Star of May is my username at Twitter and Instagram, and now at Snapchat as well, so you can catch me over there. And then the last thing I want to talk about is what's behind me, my craft room. A lot of you have been asking for a craft room tour. Don't despair, it is coming. I just want to get things a little more organized. You can't see it, but over here, it's just piles of boxes. So I need to get through all of that first. It just takes a little bit longer since I am working 24/7 in here while I'm trying to organize. So it's just gonna take a while, but I'll get there. So just stay tuned. You will see that very soon. So on to today's card video. Today I'm stamping with some Concord and 9th stamps. Lots of stamping. It's just a one layer card. Lots of stamping and lots of fun. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the card. Today I'm going to be using a stamp set from Concord and 9th called Birdie Banners Stamp Set, and I'm going to be creating a really oddly shaped card, but it does fit into a standard number 10 business envelope. So the card is going to be a finished size of 3.5 inches tall by 9 inches wide. So I'm cutting my cardstock to be 9 inches wide and 7 inches tall, so I can score it at 3.5 inches and then fold it down. So I'm going to score it at 3.5, and because I'm using a mini scoring board, I do have to rotate my cardstock so I can finish scoring the very bottom of it. I'll fold that in half, and now I'm left with a 3.5 inch by 9 inch card base. So I'm going to cut a piece of white cardstock. This is some Neenah Solar White. By the way, that black cardstock was Basil Licorice Twist. So this white cardstock is going to be cut to about 2 3/4 tall by 9 inches wide. So it's just going to be the same length as the card base, but shorter. So now I'm taking the really cute bird stamps from that stamp set, and I'm stamping them in Simon Says Stamp black ink. I'm stamping one on one side and the other on the other side, so they're facing each other. I'm going to be extending the really long string stamp from the stamp set, connecting these two birds so that they can hold up a banner. Because I want to make sure that I'm kind of manipulating that string in the right curve, I'm putting down that piece of plastic from the stamp set, and that'll hold the stamp in place while I get it the right curvature that I want, and then I can pick it up with my compact stamp press. So I'll pick that up, then I can peel off that plastic, and that stamp is in the perfect position. I'm going to protect the birds with a piece of Post-it tape. I'm just going to place it over each bird, and that's going to protect the birds while I stamp that string over the top. The string was just a little bit longer than the distance between the birds, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any of that string intersecting the birds. So I'm going to add a little bow image from the stamp set that's going to look like the birds are holding the strings by the bow end. And I did that mostly because that bird on the left, the beak was quite a bit away from the string. And I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a gap. So I'm using that same method that I used for the string to curve that stamp. And I used that to mount the Time to Celebrate greeting onto my block. And also with this other greeting that says, "It's your happy day." I'm going to combine these two greeting stamps to create one long greeting strip. So I'll go ahead and stamp this one right next to it. And because these aren't meant to be read all in one line, I need to add some punctuation. So I'm going to draw in an exclamation point at the end of "It's your happy day." And I'm also going to draw one on the end of "Time to Celebrate." And that's going to finish off that greeting area. I'm now taking some sunflower ink from Lawn Fawn. And there's kind of this like circular blobby shape in the stamp set. And I'm using that to add color to the birds. I'm also taking one of the banners and I'm only inking up one little portion of the triangle. And I'm using that to add color to the tails on the birds. Now I'm going to stamp a bunch of banners. I'm going to use lots of inks from Lawn Fawn. I've got sunflower that I've used on the birds, plastic flamingo, guava, mermaid, and juice box. I put all of the banners in the stamp set on individual acrylic blocks and then put them on top of each ink pad. That's going to speed along the process and make sure that each color is used. So I'm going to stamp along and stamp each one of these banners. Some of the banners didn't stamp perfectly the first time I stamped them, so I did do a second layer. But the great thing about these inks is that they even out over time. So even if you have a little bit of a darker image with the stamp, it'll flatten out and look really, really smooth once it's dry. Took the small heart and star stamps from the stamp set and used that same Simon Says Stamp black ink to stamp onto some of the banners. And then I took that triangle banner stamp and stamped the birds' beaks in kind of the same way that I did the tails. Had those little dot stamps in the stamp set, put that underneath their feet so it gives a little bit of a shadow. And then I thought, why not? I'll add another bird on top of the banner. He fits there just perfectly. He looks like it was planned. I stamped that bird in the same way. I used the triangle stamp, just portions of it to stamp the wings and also the beak. So now I'm going to prep my card base. Decided I wanted to have a little bit of detail at the bottom of the card, so I'm going to use this dot border stamp from the stamp set. And I didn't want to stay straight, so I'm going to use my ruler. And I'm going to push my ruler edge up to that stamp, and it makes it go perfectly straight. And then I can pick up the stamp with my compact stamp press. So I'll go ahead and pick that up. And then I used my Versamark ink, and I'm going to stamp this border stamp. You did see me use my powder tool to prep this area because I am going to be doing some heat embossing. So I just stamped that border stamp twice in Versamark and then applied some white heat embossing powder. This is white embossing powder from Hero Arts. I shook off the excess and then heat set that with my heat tool just until all of the embossing powder was smooth. I then put some foam adhesive, or a lot of foam adhesive, on the back of my stamped piece and press that down onto the card base. To add a little bit of detail, I'm going to take a glitter pen from Spectrum Noir. This is a sparkle pen, and this is in the color Clear. It's a little bit like a Wink of Stella pen, but I think in some cases it's even more shimmery. It depends on the color underneath. You can see all of that really pretty shimmer. So that is the card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys on Monday for an all new card video. Thanks for watching.